Ada burst into the hospital like someone running from fire. Nurses rushed past her. Machines beeped loudly and the sharp smell of medicine hit her face. Her heels hammered the floor as she screamed, "Chidi! Chidi!" Tears blurred her vision. She didn't care who stared. She didn't care that her bag almost fell from her hand. She just ran. Then she saw him. Chidi lay on a hospital journey, pale, weak, and covered in tubes. His chest rose slowly, like each breath was fighting to stay alive. Ada's knees nearly gave way.
Please!
A nurse held her back. "Madam, please, we're trying our best." Ada shook her head, crying harder. "Chidi, please wake up, please." But then Ada froze because someone was standing right beside him. Someone who shouldn't be there. Blessing. She wasn't crying. She wasn't panicking. She stood calmly, almost proudly, with a soft smile that made Ada's blood run cold. Blessing leaned close to Chidi's ear and whispered something Ada couldn't hear. Her fingers stroked his arm like she owned him. "My love, stay with me," she murmured. Ada snapped. "Blessing, move away from him," she shouted, voice
Move away
shaking
from
with
him!
anger and fear. Blessing only smiled wilder. "Ada, relax. I'm only helping." But her eyes held something dark, something dangerous, something possessive. And in that moment, Ada knew this wasn't an accident. Blessing had been waiting for this. Life used to be peaceful. Ada and Chidi woke up together, made breakfast, joked, planned their future. Their love wasn't perfect, but it was theirs. But Ada had lost her job recently. She was stressed, worried, and sometimes withdrawn. Chidi too was drowning in work pressure. Slowly, small cracks formed between them. Cracks big enough for someone like Blessing to enter. On one morning, Ada's phone rang. Unknown number. "Hello, Ada, it's Blessing," that gentle voice said. "I need a place to stay. Just 1 week. Please." Blessing was her cousin. Ada couldn't say no. "Come," Ada said. "You're welcome." She didn't know that 1 week would destroy everything. That evening, Blessing arrived with a bright smile and a suitcase. "Thank you, Ada," she said sweetly. Chidi greeted her politely, but Ada didn't miss it. The small light in his eyes, a look he hadn't given her in weeks. Ada told herself she imagined it, but her heart tightened. Something was off. Blessing settled in too easily. Too sweet, too helpful, too close. She cooked Chidi's favorite meal, complimented him, laughed at everything he said, brushed his arms while she walked past him. Small things, but they hit Ada like needles. One evening, Ada walked in with tea and Blessing's hands lingered on Chidi's wrists, both of them laughing softly. "Blessing, careful," Ada said quietly. Blessing smiled. "Ada, you worried too much." But her eyes, those eyes, didn't match her smile. Chidi became distracted, forgetful, always talking to Blessing, laughing with her, spending time with her. Sometimes he didn't even hear Ada when she
Chidi.
spoke.
Chidi!
Every day, Ada felt the ground under her shaking. Was she losing her husband right before her eyes? One night, Ada found a note under her door. "Stay away from him, or you will regret it." Ada's hands trembled. She knew that handwriting. Blessing, her sweet, innocent cousin, was not innocent at all. Blessing wanted Chidi. and she was ready to fight for him. Ada looked towards the living room. Blessing stood beside Chidi again, smiling softly, acting innocent, but her eyes shined with something evil. Ada felt her heart sink. Blessing wasn't just staying for a week. She wasn't just visiting. She wasn't just helping. Blessing came to take everything Ada loved. This was just the beginning. The morning sun crept through the curtains, soft and warm, but the house didn't feel warm at all. Ada moved around the kitchen like someone walking through thorns. Every step, every breath felt heavy. For days, she had watched Chidi slowly pull away from her, and the pain was beginning to eat her chest. Blessing floated around the house like she owned it. "Let me help you," she would say, touching things that didn't belong to her. She rearranged the living room, polished the spoon, folded Ada's clothes, even corrected how Ada placed her pillows. On the surface, it looks like kindness, but Ada felt her stomach twist every time Blessing smiled. "Chidi, can you pass me the tea?" Ada asked softly. Before Chidi could even turn, Blessing was already stretching her hand forward, offering the cup with a sugary smile. "Oh, Ada, don't worry, I've got it," she said sweetly. Chidi chuckled. Blessing, you are really helpful.
You're really helpful.
Ada swallowed her anger. She wanted to scream. She wanted to remind Blessing whose home this was. But Blessing's gentle tone made Ada look like the jealous one, even to herself. The change wasn't loud. It was quiet and painful. Chidi stopped looking at Ada the way he used to. He answered her with short words, but with Blessing, he smiled more, talked more, laughed more. One morning, Chidi frowned. Where's my laptop? Before Ada could speak, Blessing appeared like she had been waiting for that moment. "Oh, I moved it to the study," she said, placing it gently in his hands. Her smile was confident, knowing, almost proud. Chidi didn't even look at Ada. It felt like the walls of her marriage was cracking silently. Blessing started dressing in clothes that hung her body tightly. Bright colors, soft fabric, clothes Ada knew were not accidental. Ada stared, her chest burning. "Why would you wear that here?" she whispered to herself. Chidi glanced at Blessing, smiling without thinking. "You look really nice today." Ada felt the floor dropped under her feet. Was she losing him? Or was she imagining things?
Chidi.
Blessing made it impossible to tell.
Blessing.
It didn't take long before the neighborhood started whispering.
Chidi.
"She's so close to
And
Chidi these
Blessing.
days. She's always in that house. That Blessing
Chidi.
girl is very helpful."
And
Though
Blessing.
Ada pretended not to hear them, but each whisper stabbed her like a needle. Doubt crept into her heart. Fear followed,
Chidi and Blessing.
then shame. Was she being too sensitive? Or was Blessing really taking
Chidi
over
and
her
Blessing.
life? That night, when the house was quiet and Chidi was asleep, Ada's phone buzzed. Unknown number, a simple message. "Watch your back. She isn't who you think she is." Ada's hands shook violently. She already knew who the message was from. Blessing. Her fear grew. Her home no longer felt safe. Every shadow felt threatening. Every sound made her flinch. Something dark was happening, and Ada was right in the middle of it. As Ada lay awake, praying for sleep, she heard it. A soft click. The bedroom door opened slowly. Ada's heart stopped. Blessing stepped inside with slow, silent footsteps. She held a small bottle in her hand, Ada's own perfume. Blessing lifted it to her nose, breathing it in like she was inhaling something she desired deeply. Then she smiled, a cold, satisfied
Everything will be
smile.
mine.
Soon, She whispered, barely
Soon,
audible. Everything will be
everything will be
mine.
mine.
She walked out quietly, closing the door behind her. Ada lay frozen in the darkness, her breath shaky, her mind spinning. Blessing wasn't just trying to take Chidi. She was trying to take over her entire life. Give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.